Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simple, No Subjects channel. So y'all know I like to connect the dots on my videos. And I'm definitely going to do that today. On this one, I want to start out by talking about receipts. Everybody talking about receipts, social proof, this, that, and the other, right? Now, some of the things you're going to hear me say on this video, you're going to hear me say in my On the Grill Smoke series, which is coming right up, y'all. One thing I know a lot of things, but one thing I definitely know is when somebody trying to deceive me. Like, that's becoming easier and easier to pick up. That's why you hear, I heard T.D. Jakes say these things many times through the years. If it ain't no proof that God is blessing you, all this type of stuff. What's going on with him? Now, this stuff been going on for years. I heard Eddie Long saying that stuff before all of this stuff came out about him. See, receipts, they sometimes prove stuff, but a lot of times it just, if you're looking for receipts, it's going to give that person who show you some advantage over you. So you got to be the type of person that will put what people say to practice. That's the best receipt. When I tell you, you put it to practice and you find out it worked. Because I ain't gonna tell y'all who going on the grill today. They've been on, if I'm not mistaken, I put them on the grill before. This the same tactic they use in infomercials. They'll say, this product does this, it does that, it does this. And then they'll bring all these people on, sometimes being paid actors, and they'll say it works, and then you get it home and it's average or below average, or not working at all. Because the greatest receipt is you finding out that what they said is the truth or what they said works. This is what people who, first of all, let's go here. Y'all notice who be the main people talking this receipt stuff? People who receive money from others for marginal works. It's not, you'll never hear somebody that got income streams, businesses. You don't hear them saying that. You hear Grant Cardone saying it, because half of what Grant Cardone does is speak. So notice the people who always talking about receipts. The person that's going on the grill today said, how you gonna learn about marriage for somebody with 3 failed marriages? Y'all gonna hear me bring this up again. Let me ask y'all a question. Is Kevin Samuels one of the best to ever do this relationship talk, if not the best, or no? They used to say that about him, that he had 2 failed marriages. How you gonna talk? Man, let me tell you something about these women. These women control whether or not a marriage is successful or appears to be that way. Sometimes women don't say how they really feel. And so if a guy is with a woman who is acting like she into him more than she actually is, he gonna be like, yeah, I'm hitting it right, I'm doing this right, I'm doing that right. But no guy dictates whether his marriage is successful or not. That lies in the woman all the way. All the way. That's not what we do. That's not what we determine. The success of a marriage is in the hands of that woman. Because you could be, and I think a lot of hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of men have already proven that point, that you could be doing most things or everything right, and a woman will still turn against you. And then a deceiver will come and say, see, he trying to tell y'all about marriage. He trying to tell y'all about relationships, and his failed. The whole time, he ain't no good. His wife is just going along to get the money. That's what be happening. And so these type will come and they'll say, well, look, I got a successful marriage, so I could tell you about marriage. Now, sometimes receipts do show something. Like, let's say you're a dating coach, right? And you trying to tell dudes how to pick up women. And you don't know them, it's not fake. You go out there and you do what you telling other dudes to do. That is different from what I'm about to talk about and what I'm talking about right now. When it comes to money, a person, you could get wise advice from somebody that failed and willing to show you how they failed and tell you what not to do. Now, I always say this. I'm not rich yet, but if you listen to the advice I give you about finances, which is mainly based on my failures, showing you what not to do, showing you what to do that I should have did, you'll get far. But let me tell you something about a preacher that got a bunch of people giving them offerings, or a YouTuber that got a bunch of people giving them super chats and Patreon money. That right there, okay, watch this. Let me ask you something. You got two people giving you advice on money, right? One of them became successful after all these people gave him money and he did this in a fraudulent system. Let's say a pyramid scheme or some type of scheme, or something that's manipulated by others, like YouTube. YouTube dictates who they gonna allow to get over the top. That's just the way it is. You can't say that's not the truth. So if a person is allowed to get over the top on YouTube, and now they want to talk about showing receipts, when people show receipts on them that they were scam artists and cons, but now they conning is becoming successful. You still a con artist. If you con people and get millions, and then you say, show receipts, is that somebody that you would take advice from? Or let's say a person who they failed and they said, listen, this is how I failed. Don't do this. Instead, do this. And you do what that person said. Who you think, which one of them if you listen to them, do you think you're gonna be successful? The con artist who got money after his cons. And then let's go here. If you got a radio show that's successful, or YouTube content or channel that's successful, kudos to you. But the people that we talk to, the majority of them, they gonna need more practical advice. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe in the stock market like that. I do invest, but I know people that never invested in the stock market that got more money than people who do. I'm telling you. Some of it is this, some of it is that. But they got more money than people who invest in the stock market. So, receipts prove something depending on what the subject matter is. They don't always prove anything. They don't, because I think Kevin Samuels and Tom Leykis, who I'm gonna mention again, y'all gonna hear these names again. I think they proved that. Tom Leykis had 4 failed marriages. This particular person says, how somebody gonna teach you about marriage that have failed marriages? That's deception. That's deception. I ain't listening to nobody who ain't never failed. That's just me. If I can't hear about your failures, I don't want to hear about your successes. That's just me. Because if I'm hearing about your successes, but not hearing about your failures, in my mind, you're a con artist. I don't trust you. I think you're trying to get over on me somehow. If I'm not hearing about your failures. And it shouldn't be like a little modest thing where they throw their failures in there to get you to trust them. Because they do that too. We're going to get into it though. I'm going to break it down bit by bit. And in a moment, y'all going to see who I'm talking about. See, I done been off of this particular guy for a while. But now, it's like, now that the pearly stuff's died down, some of these guys is going back to their own ways. And that's where the truth man come in. So stay tuned.